This is Enlisted. We're on PlayStation 5 taking a look at this now, and I believe a bit of an open beta scenario. I don't know if we're still in the kind of style of it being a premium experience. It will be fully free to play if it's not already available to check out. This is an old school styled shooter, a bit of a throwback in regards to the style of gameplay and what you're doing in it. And it should feel very familiar to those that, kind of like older style World War titles. I think it hits the mark in that regard quite well. With this being like a bit of a D-Day, well, it is a D-Day situation, they've added this Normandy campaign that you're working through, which is kind of really cool. And I think, fairly authentic to, that's the style of combat. And with that, we're getting a 4K resolution, 60 FPS with globally, ray traced illumination or global ray tracing illumination, so it looks really gorgeous. Like, this part doesn't really quite even do it justice. Once you get to some of the more heavily vegetated areas, it's quite a stunning looking title. And I got that info because it's supposed to be very similar to what the Xbox specs are for that console, which is kind of nice. And it does seem to be performing quite well. So this game is really neat because it is something where you're not just a single individual. You're actually a squad. So with that, each individual player actually has a team that they're going around with, and you can kind of switch between them on the fly in case you want to play as a different player, which is kind of neat, a different kind of individual, your squad. And all of your squad, like, you have a bunch of different squads in this. You've got your one team might be like they might be like a tank squadron. Another team might be like a sniper group. You might have a submachine gun team. You got these different teams, and you kind of pick them out and switch between them. And that's the whole campaign segment of the game, is kind of working to unlock different team setups for different types of warfare. Like, you might have like a vehicle, like a tank team or something like that. So you've got these teams of individuals that are kind of fighting across the map, and it's really interesting in that regard. Got that guy, nice. So you're playing against real players, but you're also fighting against like all of these AI characters, so it actually leads to some pretty large scale conflict, if that makes sense. Like, you get a lot of bodies out there, and it kind of feels epic. I don't know, I certainly like this game. I think it's a very interesting concept, and it looks like really, really good visually. I think it's a very neat design in regards to the style of it. And there's like a good sense of destruction too that you're not really seeing on this particular map, but there's other ones where you can have things just kind of like smashing through fence posts and stuff. Like, it's a fairly, lively, responsive world to what you're doing conflict wise while playing. Now, I do wish that the AI was a little bit smarter. They really do kind of feel like cannon fodder for the most part. People just sort of whip them up or whip through them, and they die pretty fast. It's just it's kind of intense. But like I said, it's cool having your squad because you kind of, control them to a degree. You'd be like, hey, I need you to sit here and defend this spot, or hey guys, we need to go out and we need to do this. And to me, that's really quite interesting in making this kind of a bit of a more dynamic shooter, because I can't really think of another shooter title, at least console-wise specifically, where you are managing like a team on top of doing your like individual shooting and stuff. And like I said, you can just swap between your teammates, as I'm doing right now. You can just kind of change who you're playing as, which is kind of neat. If you, like that dynamic, you might find it really cool. One guy dies, pop into another player. That, to me, is kind of a unique experience in this one. And I think the Normandy campaign is actually quite a nice change-up for the scenery, too. That being said, some of the other levels are just stunning in terms of like the density of the fauna and the flora and everything like that, just in regards to like so many different trees and different kind of heavy density areas with buildings and stuff. They're really quite neat at different levels. And as you can tell, there's different like objectives that you're playing through. It's really quite well done and very cool. I'm just getting shot up, but I mean, this is like the beach. What was this guy doing all the way back here? Oh, don't get stuck in the barbed wire. And again, like, visually, it looks quite gorgeous. It's sort of taking the old style, like, shooter. Like, there's been so many titles that have done the whole D-Day thing, right? And I think it's kind of mixing it up a little bit in a fun way and looking a little differently aesthetically. It's a very cool setup. And again, I do find this to be a rather unique title in terms of what you're doing. And there's like lots of upgrades and things that you can work through, and there's different bundles you can get in order to do like upgrades and stuff and have different like character setups. Oh, come on. We are getting absolutely just annihilated going up there. Should we do... I don't know if we want to do the Springfield team. Oh, they're basically Springfield team. I think we got a new... Yeah, we got a new position finally, so we get to move up on the combat a little bit. This is actually like a really cool kind of level to show the game off with. I would have maybe preferred to have something more like city density wise, but I'm assuming the whole Normandy, like beach storming D-Day thing is kind of a little bit of an epic for people. But like, look at the grass and stuff, and it just looks really beautiful. That's my thing. I think this looks quite lovely and very full, and you know, it looks like a next gen shooter game. That's the biggest thing, is it actually has that next-gen style to it. So your characters also have like certain things that they play into in regards to their kind of abilities. Like this guy, obviously, is somebody who's got some like, you know, dynamite TNT that you can use. Oh crap. I'm going to die. Oh no, I'm bleeding out. But yeah, so you get different roles, you have different characters that play and fight into these things. And it's just kind of a dynamic game, and I've seen a lot of comparisons between, you know, similar shooters and stuff like that, but I do think it is a bit of a unique scenario in this one. I think they have fun with it, and you know, they do some different conflicts and different objective-based things that you're trying to do. And some of the more like dense maps, in terms of like going through buildings, you get situations like this where there's just a ton of characters on the map, which is cool. Again, the AI is kind of really dumb, but you know, just the fact that you have so many characters to me is kind of really neat, because I don't think there's, you know, they use the body counts effectively, and it's definitely a next-gen experience. Oh man, we are just shot up trying to get some ground on this position. I get knocked down again. I get knocked down, I go get up. Yeah, and then you get your different squad mates, so I need to kind of maybe get a little bit of a flank going on here. There we go. Reload. I'm just trying to get up this hill, maybe get us a little bit of ground. But it's all about using your squad and then dying, and then like them respawning time-wise. You get to use them again. So it's like, it's very kind of back and forth in regards to using your members. Yeah, no active soldiers. Everybody's dead. Makes sense. Is there a bad guy in here? Oh crap! I think he's meleeing me. Oh, I've died. Let's get the rifle people in here. I don't know, I like the dynamics of this one. I think it has a lot of potential, especially since they're teasing, you know, a couple more campaign areas, because it's not just like this map. There's like multiple, you know, map locations you can fight in. And it seems to have a decent amount of content now at this point, I think, in regards to being something that might be enticing for different players to play. Come on, guys, let's go. We can like defend that point. Defend that location. I don't know, it's just... It's a neat dynamic controlling a team of players, because you gotta remember it's not just you, and you can effectively use them well if you're, you know, kind of tactical with it and stuff. Especially if you're defending points. That's a big thing, right? Attack this position. Well, defend this position, I guess, but, you know, it's kind of neat. I wish I could also, like, have a few more dynamics to the squad controls. I think would be cool as well. And I think the players, like, the AI is a little bit better in regards to how they kind of move out in the world. So when the game first sort of launched, I was like, oh, wow, there's, like, the AI were, like, running over each other. Whereas now they do seem a little bit more like spacing out in rooms and, you know, kind of taking up the space, but I don't think they necessarily challenge real players too much. I think I just downed that guy and I didn't actually kill him, so that sucks. But yeah, it's kind of a bit of a brutal war game in regards to, you know, dying pretty fast and be effective as a team. What is this guy? He's getting revived there? capture in this house. But I think visually it's a really impressive game. Like, it's one of the first where I've been like, oh wow, this seems like a next-gen sort of graphic situation where they're really pushing it. They're really trying to do some neat things with it. There's a lot of bad guys there. Whew. Let's get back on the squad. I wish we had some better spawn points. The assault on here, I think, is going decently good in regards to pushing forward. Some of the icons that I use to see the stats in that at the top of the screen are kind of covered by the PlayStation's recording thing, so it's a little bit hard to tell how that's going, but I guess we could open up, well, that's the map. We could do like an interactive map. Ow! I thought we had taken the position enough to the point where I could, like, you know, walk in the open here and not get too sniped up. Oh, jeez. The squad popping in. Oh, it looks like we're taking another area. But it creates like these large-scale sort of conflict things that I don't think you would necessarily get just by doing characters running around, like just regular people, and not having some AI assistance in there. It's just a neat change-up, I think, to offer something a little bit different combat-wise. And it's kind of cool, because I think a lot of people like these historical shooters, and when we get historical shooters, they don't necessarily focus in on things like this. Like maybe Battlefield does, but I don't know, it also feels a little bit different, which is kind of nice, you know, it's a different sort of shooter, which is, it's just good to have options, right? That's the biggest thing when it comes to shooter games, is there's so many these days, but it's nice to have ones that do actually distinct kind of things with it. Like taking these bunkers. I don't know if I got any squad mates left. I'm dropping like flies. We use the MG. Yeah, and when you get like vehicles and stuff in here too, it can get really intense. Just in terms of like how much those things really dynamically alter the battles. Crap, is that thing out of ammo? What the heck? Anyways. There we go, we're pushing. Enemy has half their reinforcements left. That's good. We're burning through them. And I got shot in the back. At least we've got one squad mate left that was obviously not doing his job by being inside the building with everybody else. Come on, man. I'm not feeling too good, Sarge. I'm back. It is funny, though. You just get shot, and it's just like, med pack. But look at the visuals and stuff. I don't know if they're necessarily perfect, but they really do look really good and dense. Like, usually you'd see like a lot of pop-in if something had this much like grass texture usage to them. But the fact that it's holding up so nicely is just fantastic to me. I really do love that. So they're not ready for battle. Rifle squad. And you know, there are more dynamics to it. On top of me just running around shooting people, I mean, you know, the menus, you get all these like choices for the campaigns and stuff, which I kind of lightly touched upon. You know, you can work through that kind of content, and I think it delivers a lot for what, you know, kind of being a free-to-play next-gen title right off the bat. It's actually looking pretty cool. I mean, I think this looks just really lovely, and I know I've said that a few times, but, you know, it definitely has a charming look to it. Push for the position. And we got another bunker. I think he's dead. Until he gets up again. I wish I had a kind of a fast shooting thing for this. 10 guys turned around and just shot me. It's like, okay. Let's go, squad. Yeah, squad wasn't taken. It would actually be a really good name for this. Assault the aircraft carrier, or anti-aircraft. Yeah, but look at the texturing and stuff of the environment. Very, very lovely. Looks so cool. definitely an interesting title. I don't really necessarily have a whole lot else to kind of mention about this one. I mean, it's a shooter where we're taking positions and battling and stuff, and you know, got a good selection of maps now, and they're adding more. I think there's, you know, a lot of potential for where this one could go if they continue to, you know, push it further and they add more content and stuff to it and do like lots of post sort of release stuff. I think this one could catch a lot of people that like that, you know, old school World War style thing and want more focused combat in regards to like player quantity and stuff and then doing objective things. I think it hits the mark there. Like these guys kind of like trying to figure out how to go up the hill. The AI work, or the AI definitely needs some work to it though. That's for sure. They're like infinitely better than when they were when this first launched on like Xbox when I was checking it out. But yeah, definitely could use some further adjustments. And I do like how their tutorial has evolved too. You're basically doing like a bit of a boot camp thing. It's kind of funny and charming. Should I try to get these guys up on the hill or something? Oh. Ah, he got me good. Am I supporting squad? Come on, man. At least let me come in and have full magazine or full clip in there. Oh. No, he's dead. Now we begin the rifle assault. It's the cool invasion thing, that's for sure. It's also a little bit more of a vibrant beach than I'm used to in these kind of games. Usually when you're storming on D-Day, it's like this gritty, dark place, but there's actually a bit of life and color to this location, that's for sure. A charming and lovely trip across the countryside. Storming bunkers as we go. To battle! Oh, look at the big lovely windmill up there. Yeah, looks like we're finally taking the spot. We're pushing them back. I thought they already had half their reinforcements left at the other's position. Again, I really can't see this stuff because it's like, you know, it's covered on my screen by the recording thingy. It literally blocks that part of it. So I guess I could look at the scoreboard a bit, but oh, that's the hard start. I'm doing pretty well, I think. Actually, looks like I have the most points on the squad. Interactive modes. We have 467 score. Okay. Keep on battling. We've got this, guys. I hope this is showing off a good amount of it. I mean, I kind of want to show off a variety of maps, but maybe we'll revisit it if people want to see more of what Enlisted has to offer, I'm guessing. Which might be the case. It's a neat game, right? Like, it looks quite gorgeous. Again, I said that a few times. I know, I'm repeating myself on that, but I just kind of look around, I'm like, wow, this is a pretty game. Oh, crap, yep. Okay, let's switch to our other friend here. Going up a different way. Yeah, that's a bad guy. And another one of our squad mates. That dynamic to me is really cool. You know, swapping between the different teammates really fast. Again, I can't really necessarily think of a similar title where I'm able to do that between them. I actually thought we were making good progress on this. Does not appear to be the case. Not at all. The new squad is here. Yeah, we're not making too much ground, but it's so cool seeing all the soldiers fight. Enemy is winning, get it together. We're giving her all she's got. Storming the beaches is not easy, man. This is a doomed scenario. We've taken the beach already. Now we got to do these rigorous mountains. It's awful. Okay, should we try to sneak through the top, I'm guessing? Without getting shot, and then without getting shot here. There's just so many guys in that spot. It's kind of crazy. Oh, jeez. Well, there's only 3 in there now. I've got some more squad mates. We could keep just throwing them in. Doing suicide runs, right? All it takes is one hero, and hopefully these guys miss. No, did not miss. And now we gotta send another squad in. I feel like we're just sending them in as, again, like cannon fodder, basically. Oh, jeez. Kinda wanna see how this one all ends up. Up the hill. We are winning, keep it up. Oh, okay, I guess we've changed the momentum there. Half of the strategic zones. Now there's another one up on the hill. You know, it's always a new zone. It's always a new battle. There's always something more we've got to fight towards. Yeah, ain't that the truth. He's sick of the aim assist is kind of nuts on this. Ugh. Shot me straight through. Good thing we got another squad mate right nearby. Getting ready to push the next horizon. And now we're into a bit more of the town scenario. Oh, he's got me with a knife. There we go. Down you go for shanking me earlier. Yeah, this is a bit more of like the housing setup. At least we've got one more guy left to be a hero. Why is he all the way back here? This is nowhere near the conflict. Oh, it's just taking his time. See if we can catch up there. Yeah, like seriously far back. Oh my. What has happened? Somebody got like stuck behind. I guess I could have given an order for him to catch up, but usually everybody fights together. This guy's like, I'm doing the coward's way out. All those guys fighting up there. He's literally even at like the further back spawn. That's nuts. Anyways, that's Enlisted on PS5. I hope you enjoyed this look at it and seeing how it's running and everything like that. It's really quite beautiful, and I think it's got a lot of potential if they continue to, you know, build upon this and do some cool things with it.